Hyundai has never really positioned the Casper Electric as a car that tries to punch above its weight. It was always meant to be honest about what it is, an affordable, city-friendly electric vehicle that gets the job done without pretending to be something grander. But with the introduction of the new Casper Electric Lounge trim, the brand is quietly making the case that entry-level and genuinely pleasant don't have to be mutually exclusive. This is the range-topping variant in the Casper Electric lineup, and it brings a noticeably different character to the table compared to what came before it. To understand where the Lounge sits, it helps to know the model it's built on. The Casper Electric is Hyundai's most affordable electric vehicle, sold internationally under the Inster EV name and aimed squarely at urban buyers who want to go electric without taking on a large financial commitment. In South Korea, the range starts at 27.87 million won, roughly $18,500, which puts it in a bracket that relatively few electric cars occupy. It's a legitimate city car, compact and efficient, designed for the kind of daily use where charging overnight and driving short distances is the norm rather than the exception. The Lounge joins a lineup that already includes the Cross variant, which Hyundai launched earlier with an off-road inspired aesthetic targeting buyers who wanted something with a bit more ruggedness to it. The Lounge takes the opposite direction entirely. Where the Cross leaned into protection and visual toughness, the Lounge goes for refinement. The front bumper has been redesigned, the side profile carries trim-specific detailing, and 17-inch alloy wheels give the car a more composed, upmarket stance than the standard variants. Metallic cladding and protective side moldings sit alongside these changes, and a roof rack comes fitted as standard, a practical addition that doesn't compromise the overall look. The result is a car that feels considered rather than simply dressed up. The interior is where the Lounge makes its most meaningful argument. Natural leather upholstery is standard on this trim, which is genuinely unusual at this price point and in this segment. Most compact city cars at accessible price points are making compromises on materials, and rightly so given the constraints. But Hyundai has made the decision to include real leather here, and it changes the atmosphere of the cabin in a way that cloth simply can't replicate. Paired with a premium audio system that uses Kevlar speaker cones for improved clarity and longevity, the interior experience feels several steps removed from what you'd typically expect in a car of this size and price category. Practicality hasn't been sacrificed in the pursuit of that premium feel either. Full folding front seats are now standard on the Lounge, giving owners genuine flexibility, whether that's for cargo hauling, camping, or simply making the most of the space available in a compact footprint. The second row seats can both slide and recline, which is another feature that makes a real difference on longer journeys when rear passengers want to stretch out. A luggage board is also included, keeping the boot organized and making everyday use more convenient. These are the kinds of details that don't show up in headline specification comparisons, but that owners end up appreciating consistently over time. For the 2026 model year, Hyundai has rolled out a broader round of updates across the entire Casper Electric range, not just the new Lounge trim. A 10.25-inch navigation display becomes standard from the Essential trim upward, which is a meaningful upgrade in terms of connectivity and user experience. The interface is cleaner, the screen is large enough to be genuinely useful, and it brings the Casper Electric in line with what buyers increasingly expect from any new vehicle, regardless of price. Anti-glare rear-view mirrors and LED sun visor lamps have also been standardized higher up the range, addressing small but real quality-of-life irritations that can accumulate over time. Lower trims haven't been left behind in this update cycle, which is worth noting. The entry-level Smart variant now includes an anti-glare mirror and a driver-side LED sun visor lamp as standard equipment. Modest additions, but they improve everyday usability and signal that Hyundai is thinking about the full range rather than just the Halo trim. The Inspiration variant gets a more substantial technology upgrade in the form of expanded driver assistance systems. Highway driving assist, navigation-based smart cruise control, and rear blind spot collision avoidance assist are all now included. For a car primarily associated with urban use, adding that kind of highway-capable assist technology is a smart move. It extends the car's usability beyond city limits and makes it a more confident long-distance companion. Under the skin, the Lounge shares its powertrain with the Cross and Inspiration variants. The battery is a 49 kilowatt-hour nickel-cobalt-manganese unit, which delivers a WLTP range of up to 295 kilometers on a single charge. That's a number calibrated for the car's intended use, mostly urban and suburban driving, with occasional longer runs. It's not trying to compete with larger electric sedans on range, and it doesn't need to. For the buyer this car is aimed at, 295 kilometers covers the vast majority of real-world scenarios comfortably. Fast charging performance is solid for the segment, with the ability to go from 10% to 80% in around 30 minutes, which makes top-ups during errands or lunch breaks entirely feasible rather than a major planning exercise. Despite everything that's been added, the Lounge has been priced with some restraint. In South Korea, it starts at 34.57 million won, which works out to around $23,000. That's a step up from the entry-level Casper electric, as you'd expect given the leather interior, the audio upgrade, and the additional standard features, but it's not a dramatic leap, and it keeps the car within reach of buyers who want a more elevated experience without moving to an entirely different segment or a significantly higher price bracket. What Hyundai is doing with the Casper electric range as a whole is worth stepping back to appreciate. By building out distinct variants that cater to genuinely different buyer profiles, the rugged Cross on one end, the refined Lounge on the other, the brand is able to stretch the appeal of a single platform considerably without fragmenting development costs across multiple architectures. It's a sensible strategy, and it's one that gives buyers a real choice rather than just a choice between different color options or minor trim levels. The Cross has already made its way into European markets under the Inster name, and there's a reasonable expectation that the Lounge could follow the same path. If it does, it would arrive in a compact EV segment that's growing quickly and where demand for affordable, well-specified electric vehicles is only heading in one direction. A car that combines genuine leather, a capable audio system, useful driver assistance technology, and a sub-$23,000 price tag would be a difficult proposition to dismiss in almost any market.